the classroom, into the online classroom. Okay, so there are areas in which each of you are experts. You may not actually realise it, but there are areas that you know more about than anybody else in this room. Okay, so we're saying to you, let us know. Okay, where there's an area where you've had an experience, or where you've overcome a problem, or where you haven't overcome the problem, where you found that this particular challenge was daunting. Let us know in the course of the material that we're going through, because that way we'll all learn from the experience. You're all on your own individual journey. You're not in competition here. We encourage you to share your learning, and that way it will be a very rewarding journey. First of all, I'd like to introduce you to the head of the Open Education Unit, Seamus Fox. He's going to give you the benefit of his experience down the years with people like yourselves who've come in here with a bit of trepidation and a little bit of excitement, not quite knowing what you've signed yourself up for. Seamus is actually retiring at the end of the month, but he has a lot of valuable advice to give. So over to you, Seamus.
Thanks.
Come ahead. Yeah.
First of all, just welcome. And thank you for choosing to study with us. We also have a beginning of the academic year, the normal one in September. We have a very big welcome day, and lots of people, there are lots of the undergraduate students and stuff. And as people like Peter and John here will know, I go on a bit, right? And it's mainly about getting through the program, right? But you'll be glad to hear I'm going to take very little of your time today, because the good news is the vast majority of people who sign up to do this program get through it, right? Go right through up to the masters. Just a couple of things on that. One of the things we pride ourselves here is we see our programs for working adults, right? We also know working adults run into difficulties, problems, and things. So we try to make it as flexible as possible while maintaining academic standards. And what I mean by academic standards is masters is just the same equivalent masters you get anywhere else on the campus. Right? So we have to make sure, and you'll see as you go through the course, with mechanisms to ensure maintenance of academic standards. But come back to a second to the thing. Yes, being adults, what happens is, rarely is it the academic challenge. The big thing is time. Time, again and again, it's time. When we ask students what happened, somebody got ill, got to change a job, got a new job, put abroad. That's the sort of thing, and just life events interrupting, right? So what I want to say to you is, we make this, as I said, as flexible as possible. You probably know if you do 2 modules, you can exit with a cert. If you do the 4 modules, you can exit with a diploma, and then of course do the dissertation with a degree. What some people do if these life events intervene is go out with the cert and then come back as a legacy student, right? Now that isn't guaranteed, but most students have come back being able to, if you like, bank their modules. So just to keep that in mind if one of these things happen. The other thing is, just to mention it, doesn't happen that often, but just that first assignment syndrome, right? Anybody who's going to run into problems often runs into that very first assignment, which will be due for you next the end of February.
Yeah. Nuala's actually been doing a lot of work on chasing people on their first assignment for the last couple of years, and she would echo that sentiment, I'm sure.
Sure, precisely. It's just, some people run into it. What I'd ask you to do, if you do, please come and talk to us. The worst thing for us is somebody just to disappear on us and we can't get them, right? Because often when you come and talk to us, there mightn't be, but there often can be, and Nuala's the expert here, can be something that can be done, okay? I just want to finish off with 2 things. One of the things we find with our postgrad students, as I mentioned earlier, is time, which is the thing for all our adult students, but we find that Our postgrad students are very, very careful husbanders of their time. One of the problems that we have is just getting people to attend the online lectures, right, or the online tutorials. Could I just encourage you to do that? You know, make the time to be there. Of course you can look at the recordings, but it's simply not the same, right? Also something that Colin mentioned, be involved, get involved, right? Get involved in the online thing. It actually will help the quality of your own learning immensely, yeah? I know you'll say, oh God, people are doing that, you know, but really, get involved. If you can, form a study group, okay? You know, even if it's just one other person that you can ring up and say, Jesus, I'm running out of time here, I can't understand it, you know, that type of thing, you know? But one of the things we've found is if you look at the people who do really well, they're nearly always in a study group. Yeah. Okay, so just don't tell every individual, but we could encourage it more. Okay? One last thing, and this is one of these things that particularly, we do quite a bit on trying to get your feedback. Yeah. Okay. Just for example, at the end of the year, at the end of each module, there's a request to give us feedback. Could you please fill them in? Our undergraduate students are not great, but our postgraduate students are terrible. And we come to our end of year evaluations when we get together in the program board and we look at what the externs said, what the monitors said, you know, what and then we say, what did the students say? We can't find anything. They didn't say anything. You know? And honestly, you know, if something was wrong, we found out about it. But, you know, we really ask it. Because without that type of thing, we don't have that daily, you know, sort of interaction in class to find out as well. So if you want to just come back to Colin or to Nuala, if you have anything to say, please. Another one there is on the program board, there's always a student rep, right? We have one at the moment, don't we?
We have two
Oh, we
actually.
do. Oh, we got a second one.
We did. Yeah.
Usually it comes from Colin twisting somebody's arm. Right? But again, it's something you should consider. So it's only 2 meetings a year, right? And you find it all out. Right? Okay. So unless anybody has anything to ask on that, I'll give you back to Colin. Okay. Best of luck to everybody. Yeah.
Thanks very much. Okay, so with us today we have a number of tutors and we also have the postgraduate team. So starting on the left, Peter English, John Byrne, Emma McAvoy. On camera is Aisling Duignan. and Nuala's gone to place. So what I'd just like to do for a couple of minutes is just run around the room. We'll start with Peter. If you give a brief introduction, let us know what course you're on, what sort of line of employment your general experience is, and what you're hoping to get out of the master's program. Okay, so we start with Peter and work around.
Hi, thank you. I'm Peter. I've this about 3 years now, and I actually did this program myself through Heritage, Colin and John as well. My background is actually the electronics semiconductor industry. I work for many US firms as well, and so mainly operations, sales type of activities as in senior management roles. I also my own business as well, so I'm used to that, setting up something new as well. So I've been very exposed to all that goes with that too. So looking forward to working with you and wish you the very best. And so I'll pass it on to John. I look forward to interacting more with you.
John Byrne is my name, and I'm on the MOPS course tutoring. I've been doing this now for about 12 years, I think, at this stage. And just one of the points Seamus made was about study groups. And in fact, Colin, Peter, and myself were in a study group way back when. So
This is what happens to you.
I always tell people this is like Hotel California. You can check out, but you can't be. So I'm involved in the IT business. I've worked in the public sector initially, and then in private industry, manufacturing industry, and then in the IT business for most of my working life. And So yeah, I look forward to working with you all. Great to see you this morning.
My name is Emma McAvoy. I'm a tutor on legal frameworks modules. I actually did my undergrad and my master's here in 2004, and I worked in the guards for a while. That didn't suit me very much. Apparently I'm not very good at it. I was only a civilian officer, but no. So in the end I actually ended up working in DCU again as a legal researcher. Now I lecture at Monash University, and I'm in the final year of my PhD. So that means I'm online the whole time. So if you need any support with legal frameworks, you will generally find me the whole time. So any support that you need, feel free to email either directly to DCU or to Anu. But I would say one of the best things to do is make use of asking questions, whether it's on the tutorial or whether it's outside on one of the forums. Any questions that you're having pop up. If I don't answer back, somebody else will probably answer back in the meantime. But best of luck in the course.
That actually just raises a point that I was making. It is a good idea if you've got a question. We're in trouble with the sound again. If you do have a question, just to if it's something that everybody else will benefit from, if you could do it with on the forum. Okay, post a question on the forum, and the tutor will reply on the forum. And as I said, that means that everybody else will benefit from the answer. Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Hi everyone, I'm Carol. I'm starting into the MIST course. I have a telecoms background. Last year moved into the IT services industry. I work for Fujitsu. My role in Fujitsu is managing all our technical partnerships, so relationships with Microsoft, Oracle and so on. The reason I'm taking on the Masters is I want to really broaden my whole ICT management strategy base going into the future. So it's going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to working with you.
My name is David Warren. I'm starting the MIS course. I'm currently working in LinkedIn with a background in English as foreign language sales, and I moved into IT about 4 or 5 years ago now. So while I've been in LinkedIn, a lot of my work has ended up moving towards process improvement and strategy, and we're talking a lot about how we can automate things. So this course kind of made sense for me to take further steps towards becoming leadership within LinkedIn in my department.
My name is Luke Devlin. I have a background in architecture and construction project management, and since 2008, 2009, when there was no jobs, I moved into IT, which is my other passion, and fortuitously ended up in supply chain and operations management. I worked in Microsoft, and I guess I need a master's to give me some foundation. I'm just surviving on common sense and learning by doing, and I just feel like I lack a framework to grow on. So Master of Operations Management is hopefully the way forward.
So, hi, my name is Sir Carmody, what my friends call me Sid. I work with the RFU, the Rugby Union in IT, since 1998, and provided roles from help desk all the way up through. So I really want to just formalise my education. In my role, we manage tons of systems. We have SharePoint, we have we're getting into Microsoft Dynamics 365, so there's loads of different various systems that we use, so it's really just to formalise my education.
So maybe a World Cup coming up as well.
Yeah,
Hey everyone, Shane Newry is my name. I work for AbbVie, their pharmaceutical company, just we formed part of Abbott about 4 years ago. About 8 years experience in operations, based in supply chain all that time, and wanted to get the course to just work up my education, future roles and ability to move within the company.
So,
Hi, my name is Gerard Upton. I work for a flatbread company. We're a bakery based in Tullamore. So I've recently been appointed as operations manager. It's a role that wasn't there before in December, so it's a new role. So I come from an engineering background, So I know a lot about the day-to-day running of the plant, the factory, but when it comes to, let's say, operations, say business, supply chain, dealing with customers, I suppose, all that side of thing, I fall down. So I just wanted to take on the Masters of Operations to kind of formalise my education. I'm hoping it will help me, run a professional business. We're going through a serious growth phase at the moment, and we want to start off doing things right as opposed to, not doing them right, I suppose.